Good morning, guys. It is Saturday, and I had a very good night yesterday. After coming back to the hotel, I had a nice conversation with other guests of my accommodation. So today I decided to go to another city called Limassol, where we are gonna see an interesting medieval castle. So let me get to the bus station and try to figure out the situation with the bus itself, because Cyprus public transport is not the easiest to orient. So let me see how we will proceed. The weather today is much worse than yesterday. It was raining until around 9 approximately. It just stopped in the last 15 minutes. So I hope that we will be able to get a few hours of at least dry weather. I suppose that we won't get any sun today, but let's see. Good day, guys, from the city of Limassol. I just arrived here. As you can see, the weather is very windy, so we will see how you will hear me. First thing I want to show you here is this park, which is right next to the sea, and it looks very well maintained and very pretty. The other thing that I'm gonna show you here is the sea itself. The winds are much bigger than yesterday, which is because of the much stronger wind, of course. And also there are a lot of ships in the sea. Let me see how far I can go without being hit by one of these relatively big waves. Okay, let's try it. Whoa, I can feel some of the water already. But yeah, I just wanted to show this to you. Here the wind is indeed very strong. So I think that the best thing to do is to get out of here and go towards the medieval castle of Limassol, which is our next target. Here is the old port of Limassol. You can see how big are the waves coming from the sea, and you can see here the port is very well designed. The water here is very calm. So this one is definitely not so big like the one in Larnaca. Maybe the new port is bigger, I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, it still looks like a very pleasant place where you can walk or you can sit in one of these cafes and restaurants that you can see. We should also now be relatively close to the old castle, which I should be able to reach in a few minutes. By the way, the ticket from Larnaca to here, to Limassol, it costs just €5 and the travel takes around 1 hour and 15 minutes, something like that. You buy the ticket directly at the bus from the driver and they only accept cash, so if you want to use the public transport in Cyprus, you better have cash with you. Here we have even some fishing boats, which is nice to see that people are still doing fishing here, not only touristy activities. And there are some ships which look pretty old. I'm not exactly sure what they are. But anyway, let me get to the castle. So guys, here is the old castle of Limassol. In fact, it looks pretty good, but I'm not 100% sure where I can buy tickets for it, because here is the entrance. As you can see, there is nobody. By the way, here we have very beautiful mosaics, probably from the Byzantine times. So let me walk around and see where do you buy tickets for this place. And after that, I will also give you some more information about it. Indeed, it turned out that this is the entrance to the ticket office. You can see it. So the ticket here costs just 4.5 euro. Overall, the tourist tickets for the historical places here in Cyprus seems to be very affordable for now. Here we can see another part of the wall. So I will get first to the other side to finish showing how it looks from the outside, and then I will also show you the inside. So let me give you some more historical information about this place. Initially, the first building that was discovered during archaeological excavations was a church from somewhere between 4th and 7th century, and after that they discovered another church which was built later during Byzantine times. Let me check with my phone so that the information that I'm giving you is as accurate as possible. Yes, the Byzantine monument is from the 10th to 11th century. Then after that, the first fortification was built by Guy de Lusignan in the year 1193. And from that time till 16th century, the castle saw several partial destructions and reconstructions, which were caused by invasion attempts by Mamelukes as well as Genoese fighters, and also some earthquakes which happened at the different times during the centuries. But the main part of the history starts in the 16th century, when in 1538 the Ottomans captured the city, and they started rebuilding the castle to make it one of their most strong castles in the region. But after that, in the year 1565, 1566, the Venetians reconquered the island, and they destroyed the castle entirely, so that if the Ottomans capture it back, they can't use it as a stronghold, which in fact happened in around 1576, when the Ottomans recaptured the castle, and they decided to rebuild it entirely from scratch. So what you see here is approximately from the Ottoman times, and of course later reconstructions, but the building as a whole is from the Ottoman times. So let's get also inside and see what exactly we have. It should be some kind of a museum, I think. Well, here you can see some old cannons and also the munitions, the iron cannonballs for these cannons here. Okay, so yeah, our ticket was checked, and here we have some information about the Limassol Castle that I already tried to tell you. Let's see what we have here. Well, this is pretty impressive. You can see how big this place is. We have some pottery. As far as I read, this basement part and also the first floor of the castle were used as a prison by the Ottomans for many centuries, and also even later, after the Ottomans left, it was still a prison, which changed very late, around the 19th, 20th century. So most probably what we see here was once a prison part, but now, of course, it is part of the museum. Overall, the place looks extremely well preserved. I'm not sure if they did any reconstruction. Most probably yes, but whatever they did looks pretty authentic. Here you can see what I told you, that in the 15th century, two levels of prison cells were added here at the first floors, and the wall itself is around 2 meters thick, which is impressive. Obviously, they really wanted to make this place as strong as possible and one of their biggest strongholds in the region. We have some flags here. Of different countries. And this is a map showing all the medieval fortifications in the island of Cyprus. Also, we have a cannon from that time. And another one here. Yes, this is from the 17th and 18th century cannon. And this one, yeah, these are from the same time. So let's check what we have on the second floor. Well, these are some well-preserved medieval armaments. Very well done. And here we have more military equipment from that time. Even some guns. Here you can see the different cannonballs for different types of cannons. And here we have more like a pottery and domestic artifacts. And some more here. Ceramics. Generally, guys, you know that I'm not a big fan of museums, but this one is pretty good. And here we have some coins from that time. So yes, this is how I like museums. Not too big, relatively compact. And of course, the building itself is very beautiful. These stone walls are really impressive. So now we should check what we have at the top floor. If we have access to there, of course, I think that we should have. Here we are at the top of the fortress. We even have some sun for a bit. You can see more cannons. And you can also see the beautiful view towards the harbor and the sea. And let's check what else we have here. Not too much, I think. You can just walk around the whole perimeter of the building, but just look how massive the walls are. This is really more than a meter thick. They mentioned 2 meters, which I don't know, maybe it's not exactly 2 meters, but even a meter and a half is very impressive for a stone wall. Let's check, maybe we can get a little bit higher. Okay, here is the top place where we can get. So guys, that's pretty much about it from here. This is the historical place that I wanted to show you. I'm gonna check quickly what else we can see here in Limassol for the short time that I have, and we of course also have to find traditional restaurant where to eat, something which I couldn't do yesterday, so let's see. Most restaurants here in Cyprus start working around 12, so I have some time to spend, and I'm gonna show you some of the old town narrow streets, markets and whatever I can find. Here the old town starts. As you can see, there are a lot of options to eat, and the streets themselves are very pretty, clean and with the old style of life. An interesting thing here is that Some of the streets have Turkish names. The street via which I'm currently walking is called Ankara, and one street nearby was called Çanakkale. I'm not 100% sure if this is left from the Ottoman times or for some reason these names were given at a later stage. I don't know. But I will try to find an interesting square and also an old market which should be somewhere ahead of us. This place that you are seeing is called Saripulu or Saripou, I don't know what's the correct pronunciation, square, and it is famous with the lot of restaurants, bars and cafes that there are here. Unfortunately, it is too early now and most of them are closed, but most probably during the day and especially during the evening today and tomorrow there will be a lot more people here. Anyway, even in this way it is still enjoyable for a walk. You can find almost anything that you need to eat and drink here. And what you see in front of us is the building of the old market. I'm not sure exactly what to expect going there, but let's check how it looks. Here from the inside it looks very modern. You have a lot of different types of foods, but I'm currently not interested into this because I have a very interesting traditional tavern which I want to visit in around 30 minutes. But anyway, we have the time, so let's check what they have. You have Asian food, you have Arabic food, you have pizza, some kind of small supermarket. This looks to be some kind of cafe with a place for the kids to play. Overall, they preserved the building the old way it looks from the outside, but from the inside everything is modern. So I think we can't do anything more here. Maybe I can find a bar where I can drink a beer till the restaurant opens. So let me check what we have. Well guys, we will have to wait around 30 minutes more before the tavern starts working and we can get some food. So what I'm gonna do is the normal thing that I do when I have time to kill. I drink beer. Yesterday we started with the local beer exploration, not the craft one, with Keo and Leon, the local brands, and I gave you some history about this. But now I'm gonna check this. This is Carlsberg. Now you are gonna tell, well, what's the traditional about Carlsberg? It is Danish beer. Yes, it is Danish beer, but the Cyprus was the first country where to which it was granted the right to brew Carlsberg at their home brewery. So, thank you very much. So till this day, it is considered that the Cyprus Carlsberg is the closest one to the Danish. So let's check. Yes, in fact, I have been in Denmark, and this is very close to the Carlsberg that they brew there, and it is much better than the one that we have in Bulgaria. So it's a nice try, and they also gave me these chips as a complimentary. So let me drink this beer, see how much I'm gonna pay, and after that we are going for lunch. Thank you. So guys, this is the place where I drank beer, Armadillo Tex-Mex. They also have Texas Mexican food, but this is not what I'm here for. I need traditional Greek and Cypriot cuisine, so I have located a traditional tavern with a very good rating, but I will need around 5 to 10 minutes to reach it and we'll show it to you. Hopefully it will be open already. By the way, the beer was 5 euro and 50 cents here, which I think is okay price. Frankly, I expected more considering that this square is a very famous place, and at such places you usually don't get good prices, but yeah, it's a pleasant surprise. So guys, this is the place that I'm looking for. It is called Meze, and I think it should already be open, so let's check. Hello, for one person?
One person? Outside or inside?
Maybe inside, yeah, because it's a bit windy today. Yeah.
Andrea!
Hello. Yeah, one, correct.
It's okay?
Yeah, sure, thanks. Okay, guys, we are seated, and you can see that looks pretty good. Thank you very much. Well, guys, I ordered something called kleftiko, which is slow cooked lamb meat, and it should be very delicious. But I want to show you, I ordered local kale beer that I tasted yesterday, and this is really big 660 milliliter bottle. I have not seen such till now, but obviously in such traditional places you can see it. So let me enjoy my beer, and after that I will also show you the food. So guys, here is how the Kleftico looks. It looks pretty good. Let me try to taste the meat, albeit it is a bit hot. As you can see, it looks very soft, very tender. And it is also extremely delicious, very well prepared. So guys, let me enjoy my meal. I also have this traditional Greek bread here, which is freshly baked, so it will be a great lunch, and after that maybe I will have a time for craft beer bar before heading back to Varnaka. Well guys, the lunch was simply amazing, and I will now go towards craft beer bar so that I can say that I have tested the craft beer scene in Limassol also. But before that I want to show you this street, which is called Ghiu Andreu, which I think means something like Saint Andrew, something like that. And there are a lot of shops, restaurants and such businesses here for the tourists. You can see that it is now around 1:30 p.m. and most of the businesses are already open, unlike hour and a half ago. You can see people are drinking coffee, beer, eating. The light slowly starts to creep up here in Limassol. So let me find our craft beer bar, and I will also show you what we have there. Well, guys, here we are at the Chill Out Burger Bar, very close to the castle, and here is what I found. This is the Alea Brewing Smoky Stout. Here is how it looks. It is very dark, just like a normal stout. Let's check it. This one is very pleasant stout. It is more like a dry stout. It is just 6% of alcohol, but it is not so bitter like, for example, a Guinness or something like that. So it's an interesting combination, but it is very enjoyable, very drinkable. So let me enjoy it, and after that I will slowly go back to Larnaca.